Hey everyone, welcome back to Simply Blessed Crafts. So this video is going to be a little long. So this is for all of my newer subscribers that I've gotten this year. I'm going to start doing a transition into more of a summer thing. I got to get ready for the flea markets and stuff that we're going to be doing this summer and stuff. So, and our first one is in the end of May. So I'm just trying my darndest to get enough stuff built up and everything, so I'm going to try starting to transfer into that. But in the meantime, while I figured I would make you a mega video of all of my summer DIYs from this last year, so I hope you guys enjoy. So keep in mind that none of these are going to be in order. There is going to be, they're all separate videos, so they'll be in order until up to the next video. So just keep that in mind. If this is a content that you'd like to see, give me a thumbs up down there. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps my channel. Likes will help my channel. Shares, anything. I mean, it all is wonderful, guys. So I would greatly appreciate every single thing. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey everyone, welcome back to Simply Blessed Crafts. I'm Tiffany, and I have a very cute video for you today. I'm doing all gnomes for you, so I hope you enjoy that. If you could do me a favor and give me a thumbs up down there, a like, share my video, and subscribe if you haven't already. That would greatly appreciate it, guys. That would help my channel out a great deal. It just helps my channel get noticed by YouTube a little bit more. I'm not going to waste any more time. Wait a minute. Actually, I just wanted to remind you, or let you guys know that I could not actually get a real reveal in for you today. I thought I had the video taped, but it turns out that I can't find the actual video. I must have lost it on my camera somewhere, or didn't record. But I do got some pictures of the final ending process, so I will share those with you instead of an actual moving reveal. I hope that's okay with you guys. Sorry about that. But I hope you guys enjoy what you're seeing, and let's get into those DIYs. DIY number 1. So here, guys, I just picked up a sock from Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of 2, but I just needed the 1. And I picked up some of this rice at Dollar Tree as well. And I'm just filling it to the point where I feel like it has enough weight on the bottom. I don't measure it out or nothing, just by the feel of it. You want them to be able to stand up decent, so I fill it to where I feel like it's necessary. And then I just grab some polyfill, or you can use an old pillow or anything that you have around the house, but I have this stuff. I have actually 2 bags of this, so I thought it was perfect to use. And then I just grabbed a couple of rubber bands and tied the very top of that, and then I trimmed the excess off a little bit. These socks are a little long. Some of those socks that I have in this video that I'm using, I don't cut the top off. I actually fill it up, but... And then I just grab a little bead. It's a natural bead. I got it off Amazon a while back. I've had them for quite a while. But I just pulled that out, and I actually just filled the middle of it with a little bit of glue. That way it's easier. I don't know. I don't know why I do that actually. But here I'm grabbing a yellow sock, and I'm just kind of trying it on his head. And then I grabbed this beard. Now, these beards that I got here, I actually got off Etsy. I got 3 in a pack. Very inexpensive. But they're already pre-cut and everything. I do have a roll of them, or of the actual beards, but these were just so much nicer. They were so long and everything. Mine is kind of short, so it doesn't go down all the way down to the toes and stuff, so I really liked these. And then I just put his hat on like you saw, and I kind of roll up his little hat, and then I stick the bead down and glue the top of it and stick the hat down on top of it, making sure that the little holes in the bead isn't getting seen. And then I just go around and glue around the brim of his hat to keep the hat in. And then I grab more polyfill and stuff his hat. You want his hat to stick up a little bit. And this is all just preference too, guys. I just stuff until I feel like it's good. It's not too full and it's not too loose. And then I grab some jute twine and tied a double knot into his hat. And with him, I actually do have some sunflower ribbon. Not all of these gnomes that you're going to see today are going to have that. I'm getting too ahead of myself. So I have these sunflowers that I got from Hobby Lobby, and there's a bunch of them that come in a pack, but I got them cheap when it was around fall time. I actually got them around fall time. And I just glued that down on top of his hat. But again, back to the sunflower. I do have some sunflower, and I just wanted to give it a little more pizzazz, so I tied that around the jute twine. And DIY number 2. I'm just kind of showing you. I actually cut this off camera, not meaning to. Yeah, and this is actually a hack that I saw someone do. It doesn't work very well with these socks, but the fuzzy socks it works really well with. Again, just putting in some rice and polyfill. These socks aren't as bulky. I don't know, he kind of looked very skinny to me after I got him done. It turned out super cute, don't get me wrong, but these beards I got off of Amazon. I got it in a pack of, gosh, I don't know. There had to be like 3 of the yellow, maybe 3 or 4 of the yellow beards, and then there's also some kind of auburn color beards that come in with them, and they come with the braids so I can make female gnomes, and they come in with little beads and stuff that I can use for the noses and stuff. I got 2 sets of those. I got a black one and a yellow, and the yellow and auburn. But anyway, I filled it up to my preference, and then I tie it off with the, here I'm kind of deciding which beard I want. Tie it off with the rubber band again, and then I'm gonna cut my sock. So this I just kind of cut like right below the heel, depending on what socks I'm using. Actually, those ones, it seems like if I cut right below the heel, it works good. If you use the ones that I'm actually using for the body, I actually cut right above the heel. I'll have to show you. Oh yeah, and I wanted to let you guys know that one actually got cut off, and I apologize for that. He's actually my little lemon gnome, and I don't even really have a picture for you guys at the end of him. But he turned out cute, and I apologize for that, guys. I don't know what happened to my footage, but this is another one that I'm doing, and I'm just basically doing the same thing. A lot of this is going to be very ordinary replay kind of stuff, but yeah, I don't know what happened to all my video, or all my footage, guys, and I apologize. Here I'm just gluing another yellow. Oh, okay, so I'm using the hat, and this is what I meant by the hat. I'm actually going to cut right above the heel. I just thought it would look better, and it gives it all the detail with the little lines and everything. But I recommend, if you guys make gnomes, to glue down your beard first. It just seems to work better, and then you can put your hat over where you want it on your gnome, and where your beard starts, or even if you want to overlap the beard a little bit. This one actually is getting overlapped a little bit, but you just kind of move the hair out of the way and everything. And these ones are actually little pom-poms, but I thought it would look super cute on him, so I just glue down a little spot after moving his beard and stuff around, and then I just put the rim of the hat right back down on his little nose. And then I start to fill up his hat again to the preference that I find necessary. Got a little too much in that one. But then I just, like I said, I grabbed some jute twine and I just tie it off. I do tend to want to try to get as much of that the ending in that as possible. It just kind of makes it look like a little a little puff on his hat. Excuse me. And then this one, I decided I was going to tie the jute twine in a little knot. Now here I'm going around and gluing the hat down. Yeah, I wanted to tie it in a little bow anyway. And then I grabbed one of these little pineapples. I grabbed a gel pen. It's kind of like a sparkly, like tan color, I guess. And I'm just kind of making the little notches and little loops that are in a normal pineapple, just to give it a little more dimension. I didn't like that it was so plain. These markers are actually brand new, guys. I got these at the Dollar Tree, believe it or not. First time I ever seen those in my store, but I had to get it started, and I just colored the little top of it. And then I went in my stash of buttons, and I wanted to give them a little more green, so I just popped in a little green button on top, right where that bow is. And I took off that little sticky piece, and I glued the pineapple down. And there he is. He's so cute. DIY number 4. So this one, I'm starting out with this. I'm just basically going in a little square and putting some hot glue down. You'll see in a minute what that is for. Sorry in the background, guys. My cats are being Dorcases. If you hear them, they're chasing each other around. So here I grabbed some brown sock, and I'm, filling up the rice and using my polyfill. I was debating on whether to use this sock to match. It just was too close to him. This beard, oh, I just love this beard. It's got so much color and it's so fluffy. I got these off of Amazon as well. Or no, maybe these are Etsy. Oh, so I'm grabbing that piece of plastic and I'm just going over top of that little square again. Like I said, I'll tell you about that in a minute. But I got these off of Etsy as well, I believe. They're a package of 20 and they have all different colors in them. And this one I just thought was so cute. It's so fluffy and it has so many pretty colors in there that matches what I'm going for here. So I decided I was going to use this one. But here I'm just gluing it down, pushing really well, going around the edges, making sure that it's all glued down. And you can get these socks off Amazon too, guys. These ones actually all came from Amazon, the ones I'm using right now. Including the fuzzy ones. Okay, here I'm just putting his hat down, kind of getting it where I want it. I do roll up the little brim again. This one, this was a pretty big bead, but I wanted him to be a little goofy, so I gave him a big nose. And here I'm taking my piece of plastic again, and I'm cutting around that little square that I made. I'm actually making some faux butter for his hat. I will be painting that yellow here in a minute. So I decided I'm going to glue his nose down. And now I'm going to fill his hat. Grab some more jute twine. I'm just tying that little piece up. And I do have some brown ribbon as well. You can kind of see that in the background. I'm going to use that as well, like I was doing on my other ones. And I'm going to glue the hat down. Make sure his hat's glued all the way down around his little head. And if you haven't guessed, guys, this is supposed to be a potato. So me and my husband have been going through themes of gnomes, and we've been discussing what gnomes we wanted to make, because I was really into wanting to try to make these. So we actually decided on some themes that we were going with, and we actually gave them all names. So you have seen the pineapple one that was before this. His name is actually Paul the pineapple gnome. And then this one is Bud the Spud potato gnome. I also grabbed a little brown button and added it to the top of his little hat. And now I'm just going over with a little black paint marker and just making like little dots on his hat, kind of make it look like the eyes of the potatoes. And then after I painted my little butter, I put some hot glue on the back and I glued it right down to his hat. So there you guys go, there's Bud the Spud. Number 5. So this one here, guys, I do believe that this is my very first gnome that I actually made, except for the one that I didn't like that turned out. And I did not actually show you guys the one that I didn't like. I probably should have, but I got frustrated with him and I just deleted the footage. It was the heat of the moment and stupid me. So I apologize for that, guys, because like I said, the struggle is real, and people need to know that some projects just don't turn out and some projects do. But this one is actually the very first one I made, and I really thought he was cute. It's kind of basically the same thing that I was doing before. These ones are a little long, so I'm just cutting the top off of the sock, and then I'm going in with one of those beards that I got off of Etsy. And then this one here, he's actually going to have a little green hat. So here I'm kind of just getting the hat ready. You can kind of see me fumbling around with this one here a little bit. Like I said, this was all new to me. I can go through a gnome a little bit faster now. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. I'm cutting the top off of it. Give me a little more polyfill here and fill it in. Here, I got the hat tied off. And I usually do actually put the nose on now before I finish the hat. I didn't seem to have very many problems with this one, but you want to try to get your nose set before you glue your hat down, just so you have enough room to, because you kind of want to set it on top of his nose. So I do actually glue the nose down before I glue the hat down, but this worked out okay. Still had a little room yet. And there he is. Now we're going to add some embellishments to his hat. I kind of do show you a little bit. These I actually got from Hobby Lobby a while back. I don't even know when I got them. But I just turned them into a little strawberry gnome. I just grabbed, they're actually little toothpicks with these on there, and I just grabbed the little toothpick off and pulled it, and they're little foam like felt pieces, so I just glued it right onto his hat. And I do have this strawberry ribbon, and I was trying to figure out if I wanted to put it in a little bow or if I just wanted to leave it, and I ended up leaving it. And that's Barry, the little berry gnome. Turned out super cute. DIY number 6. This one I did kind of cut right into the middle of the heel. Grabbing some more polyfill. Here, this kind of shows you what kind of beards that I've gotten in this pack. They're all from Etsy. It's a 20 pack of a whole bunch of different colors. But I decided to go with this color. It's kind of like a ginger color, I guess. But this actually came in one of those packs of yellow and the braids and stuff like that, so I thought this one would match a little bit better with the theme that I was going with on this one. a little pom-pom down to its face. The little strings off this glue gun, guys, I'm telling you, I'm so sick of strings. They're gonna be the death of me. I decided I was going to use a little bit of this sparkly orange ribbon for his hat. And I just basically tie it once and let it hang like I do on the other ones. I did add another button to the top of his hat. Just give him a little more embellishment. Now I grab out these little stickers again, and then I grab my pumpkin colored Waverly paint. I just give it one good coat. Now I do try going over this very lightly with a paint pen, but for some reason it just was not showing up. It was very, very light and it just wasn't going to do the trick. So I decided to go in with my plaster chalk paint in Waverly as well, and grabbed a really detailed brush and just went around the edges. If you haven't guessed not, guys, this is going to be an orange, and his name is Ollie. And he probably is one of my favorites. I think my favorite actually was the sunflower gnome, and I sold him at the flea market this last weekend. It just means I gotta make another one. Now here I'm just gluing the little orange right onto his hat. And that's it. DIY number 7. Now I've seen these on Pinterest. And I've had this in my stash forever, guys. Probably going on like a year and a half now. And I've had these in my stash. So it was perfect time to give it a try. So I just got some of my elephant chalk paint and I just painted this whole bucket with 2 good coats. It did take me 2 times. I just wanted to get that writing covered up there. I didn't want that to be seen. And this one turned out really, really cute. I did sell him as well at the flea market, so. Now here I'm going in with my sock that I'm using. And this one I actually filled up pretty full with the rice. I wanted to give him plenty of weight. So I filled him up probably a good halfway with the rice, because I wanted him to have a big body since he was going to be in the tub that you saw. I wanted to give him a good... I didn't know exactly how this was going to turn out, so I was hopeful. But I wanted to give him a good body, so I had plenty to work with there. I chose this black beard. And then this scarf is actually from the Dollar Tree. I've had this in my stash probably going on 2 years now, for when I actually started crafting. This is gonna be for his hat or his towel. It's actually gonna be a bath towel, but I'm just kind of trimming it down a little bit. I don't want that much hangover, but I wanted enough to where I could glue it in the back and make it look like he wrapped it around his head. So I'm just trying to figure out. So I glue down his little beard. That way I can get his hat set nicely. Or his towel, whatever way you want to look at it. And here I'm just kind of going with the flow. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, just kind of gluing down little edges just to get him to kind of lay down. I gotta try to excuse me, I gotta try to figure out how I want it to look, I guess. I did start out with one of these, but his nose just seemed it was too small, so I grabbed it off before it stuck. And I grabbed one of these bigger bead balls that I got off with one of my packs. And I'm just kind of gluing that around his little nose. I'm gluing his hat down around his body. This one did keep slipping on me, so I had to try to glue it down before I went back to try to fix this, because this ended up coming up. So I held it there for quite a while. So then I figured out that he was sitting down way too low. So I grabbed some floral foam out of my stash. It seemed to be about right, so I glued 2 pieces of this down, one right on top of each other. And then I set him in there, glued him to the floral foam as well. And then I just grabbed some extra polyfill and I filled the tub up. Make it look like bubbles and foam and all that. He just had a little string hanging. It kind of was stuck to his beard, so I cut it a little bit. Just going around the edges with some floral foam too, so you can't really see him sticking out. I didn't want him to be able to, you could be able to see his body or anything, so I just stuffed the little floral foam around the sides of him. And then I have some of these little glass gems that I got from the Dollar Tree too. They're in all different colors, but I had some of these ones, so I decided I was gonna use these to make it look like bubbles, like big bubbles. So I just kind of got a little bit of hot glue on them and kind of just stuck them to the floral foam in all different areas. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up down below, and don't forget to subscribe. And I hope you guys all have a great Memorial weekend. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Hey everyone, welcome back to Simply Blessed Crafts. I'm so happy you're here. I'm gonna have some lemon themed DIYs for you. My review is a little bit funky. I'm letting you guys know that now. The gnome that I have in that video is actually one that I posted for you. I don't think you really saw a whole lot of him. My camera died when I was videotaping him. But he is in the reveal. I've had this video kind of set aside for a little while now. I added some things to it and I redid some things. So kind of just bear with me there. I apologize for that. If you can give me a thumbs up, like button down below, that'd be great. And it'd be great if you subscribed if you're not already. I would love to have you welcome to the family. I'm not going to waste any time. Let's get into those DIYs. DIY number 1. So this, guys, I got from Dollar General for $5, and I'm just going over it with a light coat of ivory chalk paint. I'm not too concerned about covering everything up. I just wanted some of those words to get covered up because I'm actually going to be covering this up. So just dry it real quick with my heat gun. And then I'm not quite sure exactly where I got these napkins from. It's either Dollar General or Walmart. I'm kind of leaning towards Walmart because they are thicker. But here I'm just kind of lining it up down below, and then I'm Mod Podging it down. Just make sure that everything's sticking down good. I also want this to be sealed for, you know, to be able to carry drinks or whatever if you're having a little barbecue or something. Be a nice tray to use to carry stuff from your kitchen out. Here I'm going in with the X-Acto knife, trying to cut off the excess of it. It was still a little wet yet, so I was still having issues with that. So I decided to just kind of let it dry a little bit longer. So I go in with a pair of scissors. I'm just gonna cut 2 strips to use for the sides that are still white there. I'm just cutting a straight edge. I have a good straight angle to line it up with. I just Mod Podge it down. And I do the same thing for that corner. And then I come in, I believe I let this sit overnight, to be honest with you guys. And I'm just kind of peeling this up a little bit. Some of the Mod Podge got on the side there, and the napkin was kind of sticking. So there were some spots that I wasn't coming up. So I decided that I was going to go around the edge with some of this jute rope. I believe I bought this at Walmart. I've had it in my stash for quite a while. I have used it for other projects, but that was before I started YouTube channel. But it has lasted me forever, so this is an absolute great deal. I mean, you can see how much I have left. And it wasn't covering up everything completely, so I went in with another strip, and I'm just gluing right on top of that other row of jute. I did think about doing the handles too, but I didn't do that. Probably should have cut more of this out. My editing skills aren't the best, guys. I'm sorry. Hopefully I'll get better at it. I just cut off the excess now and glue down that little corner there. And that's it, guys. That's all I did with that one. DIY number 2. So this one is just a regular plaque from Walmart. And I'm just going to take a baby wipe and go over the edges with that antique wax. These edges were really rough too, guys, so that's why it's taking me longer, I believe. I should have sanded it down first before I started doing this, but it is what it is. And then I take this lemon sign. This actually came from the calendar. I believe it was the Farm Fresh one. And I'm just laying it down and kind of like creasing where the edges are so I know where to cut. And I'm a horrible cut with left-handed scissors, guys. So, funny story is that I am left-handed, and because I've cut stuff out pretty much all my life with right-handed scissors, I have a hard time lining up to get it just straight cut with left-handed scissors now because it's backwards to me. But anyway, I go over this with glue stick, just getting all the edges and everything, and stick it down. So my blue scissors that you saw me use, those are actually left-handed scissors. And I have to go in sometimes with right-handed scissors to get things to cut straight because I cannot cut straight with them. Weird. So what happens when I thought, oh hey, left-handed scissors, let's give them a try. They're sharp scissors though, so they're good scissors. It's just I have issues cutting with them. So here I'm just going over the back with some more of that antique Waverly wax. I just thought would give it a better look, more, I don't know, more oh, okay, I was wondering what the heck I was doing. I'm actually taking one of those soft tooth hangers and I'm just drilling that down to the back. And then I finish up with that. Anyway, I did the Waverly wax because I thought it would give it a more finished look. But anyway, this little birdhouse I got from Dollar General, and I'm just going over top of it with some ink in Waverly. And then I go over or grab these napkins that I also got from Dollar General. And these actually made me laugh when I opened them up. I thought it was so funny. Like, they had to save money, so they just did the one square with the print. Like, I don't know, it was just funny to me. Anyway, I peeled off the backing and I lay it down here, and I'm just kind of lining it up, make sure it all fits. And this is the first time I ever actually tried glue stick with a napkin. I just thought, hey, let's give it a try, see if it works. And it works beautifully. It actually works better than Mod Podge, which I'm not surprised. There is no wrinkles or anything. It goes down really smooth. And here I'm just taking my X-Acto knife and I'm just going around the little or the roof, cutting off the excess. And I grab my Dollar Tree sanding block and I just go around the edges just to get a clean clean look. Scrape off all the excess. And then I decided I was gonna go in with some more of that ink color in Waverly. I just wanted to give the roof a little more color. It was just too dark or too shiny for me. I wanted it a little more darker and like dirty and dingy, like it's been sitting out for a while. So I just went over it with some black paint. I do wipe off a little bit of the excess. And then I picked these up at Walmart. These are kind of like a 3D foam sticker. And I just line it up to the best of my ability. I didn't measure this or nothing. I just kind of stuck them down where it looked good to me. I spell out lemon squeezy on my little birdhouse, or little house. I guess it's not a birdhouse now. I had to open a new pack. I ran out of E's. There you go. DIY number 4. Now this one I've had for a little while. Is a jar, and it has like lemons and like lemonade and salt and like all this stuff all over this jar, which I thought was really cute. I didn't know really what to do with this. I was just kind of playing around. I'm not really liking how it turned out, but it is what it is, I guess, and it's not like it's horrible, but it's definitely not my favorite DIY. But I just start going over this with the paint just to try to outline some of those raised lemons and stuff, and yeah, I don't know. So then I gave it a dry, and it still wasn't popping out to where I like it. So I decided I was going to go in and try to just outline all the lemons and some of the wording. I dried it again. I still wasn't happy with it. I was kind of going over little pieces and I'm just like, nah. So, oh, excuse me guys, I apologize. So I grabbed a wet wipe and I just wiped off a bunch of that paint that was in between, so it made the stuff stand out more. And then I don't know, that was kind of more my plan, I guess. So I was settling with it and I went over it with Mod Podge just so the rest of that paint wouldn't scrape off. And then I grabbed some jute twine I just felt like it still needed something, so I started at the top and I just wrapped a bunch of it around. I didn't have any specific length or anything like that. After I got that first strand around, and then I just kind of wrapped it, and then I would kind of scoot it up a little bit where it was going to get that lip. It's kind of more of a lip that kind of goes down on the straight bottle, and so I was just trying to get good coverage up there before I started wrapping it more. And once I got it to where I was comfortable with it, I glued some more and wrapped some more. I wrapped quite a bit around here. I guess I didn't realize how much I did, but I just glued it off and cut the excess off, and that's pretty much it. These scissors are very dull. That's why I go in with those scissors. But that's it, guys, for that one. DIY number 5. And this I got from Dollar General as well, I believe. And I'm just grabbing another one of those napkins that you saw earlier. I honestly don't remember where I got those napkins. I do think they were from Walmart or something, but I'm just lining it up. This one I actually kind of messed up on and I left it go, but I decided I was going to go over with the glue stick again since that worked the last time. And then I laid it down and realized, oh crap, I should have painted this first. Duh. I mean, you can see the words through it. So I grab a wet wipe and I wipe off the glue. And I grab the rest of that Kleenex tissue, dried it off. And now I'm just gonna go over it with one coat of the white paint just so it won't get seen. Those letters won't get seen. I should have cut more of this out, guys. I apologize again. But I am horrible at editing. But now I'm just going over again with the glue stick. And I just lay the napkin down. I just cut off the excess. Again, those scissors are really dull. They're good with paper, but anything else, it's like it won't cut anything. Now I'm just going over the edges again with that sanding block just to give it a nice clean edge. And then with some leftover yellow paint that from the last DIY, I'm just going to go over those little tiny corners of the rolling pin handles. Paint them up. And that's it, guys. DIY number 6. Now this one, I'm kind of just going over a couple little edges that kind of got scratched, but I actually did the front of that way back. I was going to do a DIY with it, and then I just didn't. But here I'm just finishing it up. I'm going to go around the back and the sides with that Waverly antique wax. And dry the front a little bit. And then I've had these for a little while in my stash, but I have not used any of them yet. So I just figured I would cut out some lemon. I just lined it up to where I wanted it on here, I guess, and you just rub them on. These ones you can actually see that they change color. You kind of see where they're rubbing. They all kind of do that, but this one you can really see it on camera. I cut that spot a little bit just so I could get it to lay down with that edge going around the middle of it. It was kind of hard to get these to lay flat. I kind of did the same thing to that one. This plate is not in my final reveal either, guys. I apologize for that. I had my reveal kind of recorded. I did it because I had some stuff that I wanted to try to sell at the flea market. So I wanted to record everything before I went to the flea market just in case I sold something, and then it wouldn't be in my reveal. But I did add some things to it, so this plate, and I do have another gnome for you in this video. So the reveal shows my guy gnome, but I have a female gnome that I'm going to be doing for you, and she is not in the reveal. I do have a picture at the very end of the reveal of her. So, speaking of, this is DIY number 6. Where's this 7? Might be DIY number 7, I don't remember. But if you watched any of my videos before, guys, you've seen me do all of this before. I just grabbed a sock and I cut it in half, and then I put some rice in the bottom and stuffed the rest of it with polyfill, tied a little rubber band on top, and then I went and grabbed some of this tie-dye fabric that I got from Dollar Tree, And I just cut a little square of it. I'm not doing anything perfect. I just want enough. I just want something to cover her body. Excuse me, my throat's getting dry, so but I was just kind of trying to make like a little apron or a little dress or something, but I'm just going around and drawing a little circle to cut out. And I just cut around that little circle again to try to make it look like a little sundress or something. I think I was kind of going for an apron, but it didn't. I don't know. It kind of turned out more like a sundress, but it's still cute. So I had these left over, and I used these. It's gonna be kind of like I said, I was going for an apron. So it's gonna be kind of a tie in the back. So I just roll them up and just glue it together. And I did cut off little things so I have an easier area to glue down, I guess. I don't know. And then I just glued the ends to the little dress and then kind of just glued it down to the gnome and back. Crossed it over like it was tied and it was like a little bow. And then I just glued the top down here that went around her head, shoulder. Then I grabbed the rest of that leftover sock and I just plopped it right on her head for the hat. I got these little braids in a pack from Amazon. I'm just cutting a little V shape down in her little dress. I kind of roll it up and then I'm going to glue the braid down. Do the same thing. I get the hat situated again. I grab a little bead. Glue it around the little nose. And I'm gluing his hat, her hat down. This is Lena, by the way, guys. I named her Lena. Lena the lemon gnome. I grabbed some more polyfill. I'm just gonna... Oh, yeah, I do cut off. It's kind of like a weird little... The heel was... The heel's weird on these socks. So I cut that off. I stuff the rest of it with the polyfill, and then I grab some jute twine and I just tie a knot. I cut the excess off, and then I grabbed some of this gold ribbon. Since she's a little girl, she needs a cute little bow on her hat, so I made it into a bow. I just kind of made it into like the Cancer sign, and then I just kind of pinched it and then glued it right down to her little hat. And then I grabbed my button stash. I rummaged through my buttons. Found a yellow bead, or like yellow button, which is why I went in my button stash. I ordered some of these off of Amazon. It's little lemon slices, and just glued it right down to her hat, and there she is. Okay, final reveal, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. Hoping I didn't bore you too much. If you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up down below and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps my channel grow, and I appreciate every single one of you. Comment down below and tell me which one you think is your favorite. I would really like to hear what you guys have to say. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Enjoy that beautiful weather outside. Bye, guys. Hey everyone, welcome back to Simply Blessed Crafts. I'm so happy you're here. I hope you enjoy what I got for you. I got awesome DIYs for you to enjoy. Please give me a thumbs up down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm not going to waste any time. Let's get into those DIYs. Hey everyone, DIY number 1. So this here, I actually got these from Walmart. There's 2 of them there. They're same thing. The other one I actually just peeled out the other bottom of the board. And I just glued them on. These I actually got from Walmart around Valentine's time. $3.98 I paid for them, I believe. I'm just getting them to stick well. So I do show you the tag there. And then I grabbed some of my Waverly antique wax, and I just go over the entire thing. I don't do the bottom or the inside, I guess, but I do go around the top and all around the sides. And then this, I grabbed a piece of calendar out of that calendar that I just showed you right there. It's one of the one with the little truck on it from Dollar Tree. And I just cut a strip of watermelon, and I'll grab my glue stick and I'll just glue that down on there. And I glue it down and get it to stick really well. And I grabbed some styrofoam that I got from the Dollar Tree as well. And I'm actually gonna grab my little spatula from my Cricut and just cut it. I don't glue it down because I want this to be able to be removed if someone wants to. These flowers, I believe I got from a thrift store, but they had the original tags still on them. They came from Hometown Crafts. I'm not sure how much I paid for them though. I just cut them and then I'm just arranging them the way I want them to. I do go in with some more purple ones just to fill it up more. I was just trying to make sure that you couldn't see the foam, I guess. But these ones I know I got from a thrift store. I think I paid $1.99 for them. These were in one of my hauls in the past, so if you're interested in seeing any of those, go ahead and explore my channel. But that's all I did to this DIY number 2. So this is one of my favorite projects. I am gonna finally make a gnome for you guys. Here I am going in with Scallion Waverly chalk paint, and I'm just giving this sock just a little bit of a paint with that green. I wanted it to match our theme, and if you haven't guessed it already, our theme is watermelon, and I am doing a tier tray for you guys, so I'm just going over it with some of this paint just to give it a little bit of green for like the rind and stuff. I do set that aside to let it dry a little bit, and then I grabbed one of these little rounds. These I got a bunch of these from a garage sale last year, I believe. My husband actually found them and asked me if I would use them. I'm like, yeah. I mean, you can use them for almost anything. So, I knew I had some of the little wooden stickers from Dollar Tree somewhere with all the, like, lemons and watermelon and stuff like that, but I could not find them in my stash, but I ended up finding them later. But here I mixed up some paint. I went with some red was it red or red flag or something like that in Apple Barrel, and I put a little bit of my Waverly Ivory chalk paint in there just to mix it up. Try to get it not too pink, but I wanted it to be a little pink. And I actually go in, this one actually was a little bit lighter than what it should have been. I actually did go in with a little bit more red in future DIYs here, and then I just go over the edge with that scallion just to give it a little bit of the rind. This is going to be an embellishment for our gnome's hat, so and I do believe I go over it like 2 or 3 times with that paint. This wood was soaking it up. But then I just grabbed a little Sharpie and just put a couple of little dots on the thing for the seeds. And then I am going to be going in with another sock for his body. Don't mind me fumbling around here. I actually found a lot easier way to make these, so hopefully I don't have too many of these that are gonna be this fumbly, but I just fill up the gnome's bottom with as much of the rice as I thought was possible or was needing, and then I cut right below the heel of the sock, and then I grab some polyfill and I stuff the rest of the body in there, just enough to where I think it has enough to where I can tie a little rubber band around the top of it. I mean, this is going to be your preference, and depending on how big of a gnome you want, you can use any kind of sock, any colors. I actually got some of them that I've made from, well, actually that pink sock there is from the Dollar Tree. I believe I got those around Christmas time when all the fluffy socks are out for stocking stuffers and everything like that. The green one I actually got off of Amazon. I ordered some fuzzy socks. And that beard as well, I ordered. That's actually from Etsy. I have some of the fabric. Oh, it's like a roll of beard. But these ones just were so much more fluffier and longer. So I really, really, really liked these. And I actually ordered a bunch more off of Etsy too. So I do have some of the roll stuff myself, so I can make it myself. But I really like these beards. I mean, whoever has them is excellent at it. And then I just grabbed a little wooden bead, and I actually put a little hot glue inside the holes, and then I glue each end to the gnome, one above, like on his hat, and then one right where his beard meets the nose, and push it down. I actually got some just little wooden balls without the little hole in them for this reason, because it is hard sometimes to maneuver to try to get that little hole to be covered. But I just go around and glue his little hat on after his beard and his hat, or his nose, is all done. And then I cut on that sock right below the heel. So, and then I grab more polyfill and stuff the hat enough to this is actually a garland that I picked up from Joann's when it was like 50% off their spring stuff. I do believe I have that in one of my hauls as well. I promise I don't show all of this to you, because otherwise this video would be really long. Oh, and yeah, my husband actually was nice enough to cut down a couple of those rounds, or well, one of the rounds. They actually come, those are the ones from Dollar Tree that have the little circle up on top where they have the jute twine in it. I've used them for ornaments actually, but he just cut one right in half, and I had that as well. I painted that the same colors. Here I'm going in with some green. The green, I didn't like the color of this. It was just a little too light for me. So the first green that I had in there was Shamrock Green by Folk Art, or not Folk Art, sorry, Apple Barrel. And then I put in some, I believe it was like Evergreen or something, just to give it a little more darkness. And so that's what you saw me put in there. And then I just paint all of them front and back with the green. I'm going to show you this one too. Like I said, these were super cute. I really like how these turn, because they stand up by themselves. So, but these ones were a little bit different because they had a solid. So I just went over everything with that, and then on the like around the green, the darker green, I went in with some more scallion and just outlined it like the rind, the inside rind of it. You'll kind of see it if it don't make sense to you, but I do believe I leave that in there just to kind of give you an idea of what I did with the detail. I was not precise in any way. I just went along with some, yeah, like you can see, some kind of gaps, just to give it a little more dimension, I guess. Kind of show that it's two different colors. And then here I'm going around the edge of that pink with the scallion, like I said. I got crazy cats in the background, guys, so if you hear some bags rattling and all that, it's my noisy cats. Now this, I actually went in with the color Pavement. It's kind of a blackish gray color for the seeds. And I did not use the garland that they sent in the package. I just used my own. But here I'm just stringing them up. I really like how this turned out. I thought it was very cute. This is actually the very first garland that I've made like this. I have made the bead garlands before, but nothing like this. So I actually really liked this. Sorry about all that. My cat decided she was going to jump up on the couch and she knocked over my little speaker and everything. She's being crazy. Hit my computer and everything. Quit. Here now I just cut a bunch of this gingham ribbon. Sorry, it's out of frame right now. But I'm just going around. I'm kind of just going right in between each one of the watermelon. Sorry, I was having a issue remembering the names of some things, but yeah, I just go in between each one of the watermelons with that. That's pretty much all I do with this. I had to cut a couple more strips, but okay, DIY number 4. This is one of the little birdhouses actually from Michaels. They have some of these. You actually can get them from Walmart too, but they I believe you can actually get. And then I go in with the roof with the same green paint that I painted the last one. I didn't really show this part, but I went over the edges of the the roof of the birdhouse with that scallion, just to kind of tie all the projects in together. And then I go in again with a Pavement by Apple Barrel for the little seeds. And then I go in with bottom of the birdhouse. I go in that with scallion as well. And I actually use the same paintbrush that I used for the roof. So it kind of has a darker tint in certain areas, which I absolutely love. I thought that turned out super cute. So in some areas it was a little bit darker because it was getting some of the other green. It just turned out absolutely perfect. But that's it. That's DIY number 4. This is DIY number 5. So I went in with one of these mason jars that I got a bunch of these during the fall time. Of course I'm gonna let you sit here and watch me struggle with a sticker. Probably should have cut some of this out, but you know, again, I'm not the best at editing, so I suffer, you suffer. No, I'm definitely not the best at editing. So, but yeah, the struggle is real. Sometimes they come off really nice, and then sometimes you have to do this. Grab tools and scrape. Anyway, I took off that jute twine that was around there, and that just came off. And then I did peel the front up. If I can use the front, I will. Just because the back's already clean and I don't have to deal with anything. So I grabbed a baby wipe and moistened that down just to get it to peel up better. And then I grabbed some scissors and I just peeled up the rest of it. And it turned out decent. I did go over it with a sanding block at the end of it too, but again, going over this with, so you're actually going to see me mix some more up, but I'm going over this with the same paint that I've been doing. This one, I believe it was a little bit lighter, so I did go in with a little bit more, just give it a little more darker color. And I believe I did 3 coats on this because this really soaks up that paint. But I went along the sides and the front 3 times. I promise I don't show all of that. Just drawing the first coat here. And then this is actually a scarf from the Dollar Tree. I picked this up a while back. I've had it in my stash for quite a while. I think I was like 2 years ago. It's been sitting in my stash for about 2 years. But I thought the green would just matched perfect with the watermelon theme. So I just wrapped it along the top. And then I grabbed some more jute twine. And I just looped it around the little ridge that they have. Enough just to make me happy, I guess. I don't know if I even counted it, but just enough to where I thought it was enough. Glue it down back. And then I cut off the excess of the green. I didn't need that much of the green. But I wanted to make sure we had enough, so I waited to cut it. And it was a little loose around there, so I did go around the glue gun just to tack it down a little bit better. And then I grabbed that same piece of calendar page that we used for the first project that we had, and I just cut around the watermelon as close as I could. And I glued that down with my glue stick. And this is actually the twine, or the jute twine that I got out of the package of garland. And I thought, well, it's a cute little bow already. We'll just use that. And then I grabbed my paint marker. I got these from Walmart, actually. And just wrote watermelon jam. Added a couple of seeds to the side of it. I did go over the watermelon and get a little more darker paint on those watermelons, or the watermelon seeds, but that was it. And DIY number 6. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to not be able to talk. This is actually a jar that I've had in my stash for a while. It's actually a Cheese Whiz jar that I just washed up and peeled the label off and stuff. But I'm going in with a coat of Mod Podge just to make the paint stick better. I don't know, it works for me. I think it works a lot better on glass if you do it this way. And I just dry it quickly so I can keep working, but and once that's dry, I go along the bottom with the same green paint that I've been using through this whole project, or this whole video. And I believe I go over this with 2 or 3 coats as well. And then I go along the edge with my scallion, like I have been, just to give it a little more of the Rhine look. And then back in with our pink color. Probably should have cut more of this out. You guys have seen me paint dozens of times in this video, so I do go over it with another coat of Mod Podge just to keep the paint on there so it doesn't peel up. I actually should have put my seeds on there before I put the thing of Mod Podge, but you know, that's not how my brain works. But it is what it is. I just go along and just put seeds wherever I feel like they need to be. I go in with some more jute twine and I just glue a little bit and I just wrap. I only glued the one area and then I glued an area to glue the last of the jute twine, and this stays really nicely. Sorry about that, my cats are being pains. Alright, DIY number 7. These I got from Walmart as well. They come in a package of probably like 5 or 6 of them, but I just cut them in half, or cut it in half. With the scissors. They're pretty thin, and then I sand the little rough edges down, and again paint them into our little watermelons. I grabbed one of these little houses from Dollar Tree, and I struggled with getting this stuff off too, and I know there's been a lot of DIYers that have used these and said the same thing. But I just peeled off those little things and grabbed my heat gun and began to scrape. Now I did go in with some of these sticker letters from Dollar Tree, but I mean it looked good on in front of me just because I can see it shine and stuff, but I wanted them to stand out a little bit more, and I know it wasn't real easy for you guys to see on here, but I basically spelled out, "You are one in a melon." But like I said, I wanted them to stand out a little bit more. So after I put them on there, I went over with a... Oh, I should have cut some of this out too. I tell you guys, I'm a hot mess. I need to get better at my editing skills. And here, like I said, I'm going in with a Sharpie marker and just coloring inside and tracing around. on DIY number 8. So here's some more painting, guys. I've had these wood rounds for a while. I bought them a while back because I wanted to try to do some Christmas ornaments with them. I have so many of these. I've collected them for quite a while, and I don't think I've ever used them for DIYs for ornaments. So I figured, what the heck, I'm gonna make some watermelon coasters. So I'm just going around with our same paint color. I do this on all 4 of them. I do not show you all 4, I promise. And you see that I went over and and did the seeds and everything, but now I'm just going over with a lovely coat of Mod Podge to protect the wood and the paint so you can actually use them for drinks. And I just do that to all of them. And I really liked how these turned out. I thought these turned out super cute. I'm gonna probably just try selling these at the flea market this weekend, so. And then I grab a piece of leftover ribbon and just wrap it around. Make a cute little bow. And that is it. DIY number 9. So I grabbed one of these that I've had in my stash since October from fall time, so I just go over it with some ivory paint. I do believe I go over this with like 3 coats to cover that writing up. And then I take the other watermelon that we made earlier and I glue that right down to the back of it. And this is when I find my other watermelon pieces that I was talking about, the little wooden ones. And I just paint that the same way that I painted all my other watermelons. This one I believe I go over the seeds with a Sharpie, but other than that. Oh, it's a paint pen, excuse me, but whatever. I do peel off the little sticky thing in the back and just put hot glue on it. Otherwise it doesn't seem like they ever stick. And then I grab my same paint pen and I just write in my crappy cursive handwriting, "Hello, sweet, sweet summer." And I'm just kind of going over it. Make it stand out a little bit more. And I do a lot of that lettering technique where you kind of make some of the areas of the words thicker than the other ones. You can kind of see it on the hello better than the rest of it. And then I decided I was just gonna kind of just do a vine like detail on it. And then I dry brushed over the rest of it with that green paint, so to give it a little more detail and texture. And then I pop it back in the back of it, or the frame, I guess. Pop the back into the frame. And DIY number 10, and I'm warning you guys on this one, it was really hard for me to film. If you guys have seen my haul videos, you've seen me pick this up. This was at a thrift store. What I thought was easiest, I'm going to cover up that paisley, but I basically just grabbed some scrapbook paper and I put it on the bottom of one of the shelves and just pushed down on it all the way around. I did try to trace it, that didn't work, but I just kind of pushed all the way around just to get that indentation. And then I went in with my scissors and cut to my best ability. I did actually have to do this twice because it didn't fit the first time, but after I got it to fit, pulled it up, and sorry, it's really blurry. I had to move that handle and I didn't do that. But after that, I grabbed my other piece of Mod Podge piece of scrapbook paper and just traced around it and then cut out that one. That way, I mean, I had a template. I didn't have to go through the struggle again. And then after that, I go over the shelves. Well, I make sure that one fits, but I go over the shelves with some, trying to adjust the camera, but it's just not working. That handle's too close. But anyway, I go over the shelves with some Mod Podge. Heavy coats. I actually do really heavy coats on this. And then I just push it down. Sorry that's not in frame. There, you can kind of see it now. When I move it, it works out great. But I just do the same thing to the bottom shelf, which you cannot see. And then the final reveal. I'm actually going to be showing you how I decorated it. Don't mind the mess over there. And I apologize on this angle too, guys. I tried with my camera. The tripod that I had my camera on just was not working. It was too low. I couldn't get it to go up any higher. it just was giving me heck of time. But I do show you around it at the end of it, but just kind of gives you an idea of how I did it. I really love that garland. I thought that helped out that tier tray so much. I did have plans on selling this tier tray at the flea market, but I'm kind of in love with it, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do now. The coasters I probably will, just because I have extra. I mean, I have a bunch of those wooden things that I can make more, so. And then the last finishing touch is our little gnome. And look at how cute he is. Oh. But here's our watermelon themed tier tray. And I set that down in front of it because I didn't have no room. But hey everyone, welcome back to Simply Blessed Crafts. I'm so happy you're here. I got some summer DIYs for you, and I hope you enjoy them. If you haven't already, give me a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I would greatly appreciate it. It really helps my channel grow. And I'm not going to waste any time. Let's get into those DIYs. DIY number 1. Okay guys, this I'm just gonna paint for you. I got it for, it was originally $12.99 at Hobby Lobby, but everything that I bought that day, this was a little while ago. I believe I showed it in one of my hauls, but everything was spring, and it was either 40 or 50% off, I don't remember. But I just grabbed a paintbrush, and I'm just kind of pouncing and spreading, trying to get some detail into the sunflower, but I'm just going over it with Antique Wax by Waverly. And then once I did that, I went in with a golden yellow and a regular yellow, and I'm going to basically do a ombre effect for you. I start with the golden yellow up at the top, and I just lightly drag down. I do end up going back and forth trying to get the colors to blend really nicely. It's actually turned out better than what I originally thought it was going to, but it actually turned out really pretty. here it is all done. Turned out beautiful. I'm just drying it a little bit with my heat gun, but I really liked the ombre effect and how this turned out. Let me know down below what you guys think. DIY number 2. This I got for $3 at Target Dollar Spot. This I've had in my stash for a while, guys, so you probably won't find them now, but that little Minnesota sign there I actually got back from Christmas. It was an ornament. I got 2 of them, but I wanted one for a stencil like this. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm just going around with a pen so I can cut it out. I've always wanted one of these, something to symbolize that I live in Minnesota, and everything was always so dang expensive. So when I found this, granted it was, the ornament itself was like $8.99, so it was a little much for what I usually pay for ornaments, but I really thought it would be cool to have as a stencil. So I'm just gonna go over it with some Waverly paint and ivory. Most of my DIYs, guys, I usually just go with the flow and decide on the spot what I'm gonna do. I don't usually have anything planned out, so I decided that I was gonna go over this with the paint, but then I was just like, no, I really want something else in the background. So I actually got these off of Amazon a while back. They it's like tissue paper, and they have a whole bunch of different flowers and stuff in it. But I decided I was gonna just push this on there. It's really thin, and it's actually a really weird feeling material. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. It feels like tissue paper, but it has more of a fuzzy feel to it. I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, I thought the wood look was really pretty. So I did that. Going around with my little sanding block to get all the excess off. And then my little cutout fits on there perfectly. So I'm just getting my glue stick and I'm going to cover it really well and stick it down. And that's all I did for this. Super cute. DIY number 3. I'm sorry if this one gets a little long, guys. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due, and I know I actually watched her video while I was doing this because I kind of wanted to get an idea of what she did versus what I did. I did change it up some. I did my own colors and my own thing, but Jujubee crafts, maybe it's DIYs, I don't remember. I have to look. I'll maybe try to insert the video down below, but right now I'm just going over this with Waverly and Ivory. I don't know, is what I do. She is really good at hand painting, and she did this really pretty flower DIY that she painted herself. And I was like, I really love drawing flowers and stuff. I don't think that'd be too bad. Maybe I could try that myself. So I decided I was going to try it. Granted, I didn't go into as much detail as she did. Hers turned out super nice. I actually do like hers better. I like how mine turned out, but I do like hers better. And I did decide to go over these stripes that I made. I just put painter's tape down. I did decide to go over or to paint these stripes. What was it? Lavender in Waverly. She does hers yellow, which after I started painting my flowers, I realized why she went in with a lighter color. I had to go over my flowers like 4 times to have them show up a little bit better over the lavender stripes, but I really liked the lavender color. I like how it turned out. It turned out nice, but a lighter color would have been better. But yeah, so if you haven't noticed, to try not to get bleeding, I actually worked my way from the tape into my project. I know it's kind of hard to explain, but I kind of go over the edges and kind of pull down from the tape to make sure that I don't get any bleeding in my lines. And then I realized that I probably should have went over it with a second coat to cover it better before I peeled the tape up. And I didn't do that. But I just went over there really, really slowly, taking my time. This is speeded up times 4, so, and you can see how slow I'm moving. So it's yeah, I go in there pretty slowly, trying to make sure that I'm getting around the edges, but just going over it one more time on each line. Just drawing them. Make sure your paint is really dry for this. I mean, you don't want your paint to smear and everything. So I'm not 100% sure on what colors I decided to pick. I think this one's like bright pink. They're both by Folk Art, I know that. But here I am just going around making petals. And then I'll kind of decide on where else I want to put these flowers. I kind of just stagger them all over. I'm not sure what color that is though. I know that one's from Folk Art as well, but I honestly don't know what the name of it is. I'd have to look. Here I'm watching Jujubee on her page, kind of getting inspiration of how she is doing some of her stuff. I don't know if you can see hers in the background there, but she actually has a border on hers and stuff. I didn't do that. Here I'm just going in for a little more detail on some of the flowers. I wanted to add a couple more petals and stuff. They just seemed like they needed it. This one flower I kind of messed up on. I mean, it turns out okay, but it looks a little wonky. But not all flowers look the same in the wild, so it is what it is. Decided to add a couple more little ones around. Here I'm kind of going over them again, but I'm still adding a few more petals to those blue ones. Really pretty turquoise color. Adding a couple of little tiny blue ones too. I have some pink ones in there. I might as well add a couple of blues. And here comes my favorite part, guys. I loved doing these. This was so fun. I loved doing the ivy look, I guess. But I go in with Scallion by Waverly. I loved doing that. So much fun. I think that was the best part of the whole project. Just adding the little curls and doing my own little design. Oh, it was so much fun. I highly recommend you guys trying to, step out of the box if you like creating these kind of things. It was a lot of fun. I had fun just kind of creating my own design, my own colors and everything. Granted, I got the idea from her, but I did my own colors, I did my own design. I thought it turned out really cool. And here I'm just going over it with a second coat to get him a little more brighter. Oh, excuse me. And then I went in with a little bit more of the ivory just to detail up the flowers, giving a little bit of outline and stuff. So I'm just going over and making like little lines and stuff in the flowers. And then I go in with a little bit of yellow for the middle of the flowers. I grab my heat gun and just dry that up a little bit so I don't get my sleeve or my hand in some wet paint. Then I go in with a Sharpie and I just handwrite "Hello, Summer." I'm not one that really likes my handwriting, but I went slow and try to make it look a little fancy. Like I said, I do like how it turned out, and I didn't think my handwriting was that bad on that one. DIY number 4. So this here I got from Walmart. I don't think they were that much. I think it was like $6.49 or $6.89 or something like that. I'm just going around the whole border there, and I actually do off camera I do go and hit the sides of it because I forgot to do the sides of it and the back of this with the Waverly antique wax. And then for the inside background, I went in with ink, Waverly chalk paint. Just give it one decent coat, I guess. Just trying to get into the little grooves and stuff. The only reason why I painted this black is because I'm actually going to be using a Dollar Tree calendar page, and some of those, well, all of those are very thin, and if you don't have a darker color, if you put like white or something, you can see the calendar numbers and months and stuff like that, the days of the week, you can see that from the back. So if you go on with black, it hides it. You can't see it very well. So I'm just going to give it a quick little dry here. And this is an older calendar. It's the farmer's market one. And I cut out around the border of the strawberry. I did fit it in there and make sure it fit good, and it fit perfect. So here I'm just going in with my glue stick. Covering the back really well. I think I ran out of glue, so I had to go grab another glue stick. That's what's taking me so long. Should have cut that out. Sorry, guys. I ain't the best editor. I probably should have cut out a lot of this stuff. My editing skills suck. Here I'm just gluing it down, getting them nice and smooth. I actually do get this crooked, and I don't realize it until days later, so you don't really notice it until you look down on the bottom, and the bottom is kind of crooked. You can't really see it in the camera, but it turns out cute though. I was actually thinking about doing a strawberry theme, but I was very undecided on what theme I wanted to do for my tier tray. I actually have that video coming up soon too, guys. But I decided to do a watermelon theme instead. So but there's so many cute designs out there. But here I'm just grabbing some red and white gingham print, tied into a little bow, and then I had some strawberry ribbon as well, so I just did the same thing, just made it into a little bow, tying some jute twine around it. I wrap the twine around the middle of it to give it a little more detail, and then I trim off the excess. I should have added a little button on this, this would have been cute. Here I just glue my first little bow down to that corner. And then I glue my second bow down right on top. And that's it, guys. See how I forgot to do the side though? DIY number 5. Now this board I've had in my stash for a little while. I stained it a while ago with Jacobian stain, and then I printed this out on my Cricut. I've actually made these signs before I had a Cricut. I've sold 2 of them already, so I decided I was going to make another one for the flea market. And I just use stenciling, guys. So I have some letter stencils and it works just fine. But since I had a Cricut, now I figured I would print it out on my Cricut. So I'm just putting down the transfer tape. And then I peel it up. Probably should have took it off the mat first, but it is what it is. And here I'm just cutting them apart because there was a lot of spacing in between, and I knew it wasn't going to fit on there unless I cut them apart. So, and here I'm just peeling it up. Some were sticking a little bit, but that's normal. Sorry, it's a little out of frame. I do, like I said, I do fix it though. I move my camera and stuff and my board, but yeah, like I said, I've sold 2 of these already. These ones people seem to like a lot, so oh yeah, I really should have cut some more of this out. I know a lot of people say that they like seeing the vinyl stuff, but And there it is, guys. Love is like the wind. You can't see it, but you can feel it. And then I go in with a Dollar Tree windmill welcome thing. These ones I got from last year, I believe. But they're just little windmills that you can stick into the ground, and I just took the windmill off of it, and I'm going to go over it with some some Waverly Paint and Elephant. And I kind of liked that the background of this already was kind of a black color. I didn't have to do too much with it. I was kind of going for a galvanized look, but I didn't want to spend all day trying to paint this, so I was actually really glad that the black was already there. And I could have went in for a little more of a galvanized look, but I thought the gray looked just fine, so I left it the way it was. And I'm just going over it with my heat gun. Make sure it's all dry. And then I take off that little piece in the back. I kind of got out of frame, so I apologize for that. But then here I just go in with some E6000 and kind of seeing what's touching. So the middle part for sure, and then kind of goes up a little bit on the blades. And then I know that ring in the back hits the sign, so I went in and hit that. And then I go in with a little bit of hot glue as well, just to get that instant hold. But with metal and hot glue, it doesn't work the best, so I probably should have waited, or just decided not to do the hot glue or something. But I'll get to show you the final project afterwards, but I had to leave this on there, let it sit for a while. And say hi to everyone. Say hi. Say hi. No, let's not go on the table. Hey, let's not go on the table. Hope you enjoyed that little clip. Here's the final reveal. Sylvie decided to come say hi to me, and I wanted to leave it in there. But here's all the projects, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. It was fun. Some of them were a little long, but I'd really appreciate you guys' comments and everything. So tell me which one's your favorite. Give me a like, thumbs up, hit that like button down there, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I can't wait to read your comments and give you guys another video. So hope you enjoyed it. Bye, guys. Hey everyone, welcome back to Simply Blessed Crafts. I'm outside right now, so hopefully that doesn't interfere with the camera too much. I just wanted to let you guys all know that these projects that I'm going to be showing you today took me forever to do. I had some issues with getting the right tools to do it. This was kind of like a big experiment, and I mean the end project turned out okay, but I definitely learned a lot of stuff when I was doing this project, or these projects, and I know that that's why it took so long for me to get a video out, and I apologize to all my viewers that have been waiting to see another clip. You know, it kind of goes without saying that as soon as you set a schedule is when you're gonna screw it up, and that's kind of what ended up happening. It took me a while, and it's mainly the wind chime that took me the longest. It was a lot of the wire I wasn't used to, and figuring out how to work with the tools that I had, and then I had to go and find a cutter because everything that I was using was just threading my wires in the cable that I was using, which turned out that I was having issues threading my beads on it then and stuff. It was just a hassle. So, but I finally got the tool. I finally figured out how to use the crimps that I was using and stuff, and I apologize for most of this, most of the wind chime DIY I ended up cutting out just because you had a hard time seeing what I was doing, and you're also going to it also was one of those things as I was doing a trial and error, and I didn't know how it was going to turn out, and it was just to the point to where I got frustrated with what I was doing, and it took me a lot longer than expected. So sorry, there's a couple cars driving by. So I wanted to make sure that you guys saw a finishing project in it, and I changed it up a little bit once I got the concept of what I was doing. It does look a lot better than what it did, so just bear with me, guys, and if you have any questions on how I did anything, comment down below and I will explain it to you. But otherwise, I'm hoping, I actually have another one coming up in another video, and this one's going a lot smoother because I actually know what the heck I'm doing now. So just bear with me on these projects, and I hope you enjoy it. I really had fun with the bird bath, and I hope you guys really enjoy that. With all that being said, please give me a likes, thumbs up down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. It really will help me support help support my channel. It helps YouTube notice me a little bit more. If you want to share it with your friends and family, that'd be great too. Any little help, anything like that will help my channel, and I appreciate everyone that's viewing, and I apologize that it's been so long since I've had a video out. I'm going to try my darndest to stay on track, but anyway, let's get into those DIYs for you. DIY number 1. So here, guys, I'm just, I got some washi tape, and I'm just taping some stripes onto my birdhouse here that I'm going to paint. I grabbed I tore off a little piece just to kind of keep the stripes as straight as I could do here. I promise I don't show all of it, otherwise it gets really long. Excuse me. After I get this taped off here, I'm going to be going in with some I don't actually think you see too much of the bottle when I show it to you. I need to keep an eye on when I do that, but it's actually Bright Pink by Folk Art, I do believe. I do show you the bottle, but yeah, you can't really see too much of it. Anyway, I just go in along the, just go with some straight stripes. I didn't want to hassle with trying to like line up the stripes and stuff like that, because if I was going to do that, I wanted it to be, you know, very particular, and I wasn't in the mood to be particular. So I decided I was just gonna do the rest of the house in some straight stripes. That way it kind of made more attention to the front of the house. And I already went over with the yellow, so here I'm just finishing up the pink. Doing a little touch-ups. There's a couple of spots where it was bleeding. You can kind of see. And now I'm going over the roof and the bottom with some antique Waverly wax, and I'm using baby wipe to do that. It's not the only brown that I go over. I do end up going over the edges and stuff like that with some truffle. I didn't realize that, you know, going over it with this brown, it wasn't going to cover up some of the mistakes that I made when I painted the actual birdhouse. The pink and yellow were still showing through, so I kind of two-toned it a little bit with some truffle to kind of hide those paint splatters and stuff. So you're gonna see me go over it, those corners and the edges and the bottom and stuff with a paintbrush now. My husband's home too, by the way, guys, so if you hear him in the background, it just is what it is. DIY number 2. Oh, well, this one, guys, this one gave me a headache. So these are just canning lids. I picked out 6 of them, and I picked out, well, here you'll see 5 colors, but I end up going in with some purple from Folk Art as well. I don't remember the name of it. I apologize for that, but otherwise I'm going in with pumpkin, with peacock, and then there's crimson and fern and maize for the other colors. I just paint all of them front and back, and then I go in with my crocodile tool and just punch a little hole in each one of these lids. Very easy process. If you guys don't have a crocodile and you're a crafter, highly recommend. These are awesome because they're really easy to use. They don't hurt your hands. So this is actually a lid off of a Reese's Pieces plastic jar. I've had it for a while and I used it as something to store stuff in. I didn't show you punching, or didn't show myself punching the holes in it, just because I didn't know how it was going to work. But I actually just used my glue gun. Or no, I did not. I tried using my glue gun and it didn't work. I actually used my wood burning tool. And here, you're going to see me fumbling around a lot. This is a project that it was very new to me, and yeah. And don't cut this wire with scissors. This is actually a 90 test leader wire. It's actually used for fishing, like the really big, strong fish. It's kind of like a cable, but you cut it with scissors, and your wire is just going to, I don't know, it kind of frays it, and the coating chips off and everything. Yeah, it's just a pain. The reason why I'm using this wire though is because for it to be outside, this wire won't rust and won't break because of it being strong enough. And with that coating, it's a black coating on it that protects the wire from getting wet. So this stuff was really good for making any kind of outdoor decor. So that's the reason why I'm going with this. I'm learning a lot of this stuff from my aunt. My aunt makes sun catchers, but I wanted to make this wind chime, so I tried this out. And I just picked up a bunch of beads. I've actually got them from all over, and I'm not going in any specific order or anything like that. I'm just picking up ones that I think would be nice, and I'm just beading it on here. But I was having problems with beading some of my line because of the way my wires were basically fraying. Which is why it took me so long to get this video out. Guys, I had to go get a special tool that would actually cut through this wire. It's a little too thick for scissors and everything. And another thing is, do not cut, or do not tie it. Yeah, I kind of show that I'm tying them at the end. I went in and changed that at the end of it, and no, I did not record that for you guys. Just because you weren't going to see what I was doing. It's kind of hard. You'll see me actually use some little silver clamps on here, but I wasn't using them correctly. I did it after I tied it, so then it wouldn't slip back through the little hole in the lid. But like I said, it didn't look right. I didn't like it. And yeah, I'm still using my scissors to kind of cut this stuff. Don't do that, because it totally ruins the wire. But you kind of get the gist of what I'm doing here. I will show you in the reveal of what you should be doing with these clamps that I'm showing you. And I ordered all of this stuff off Amazon, you guys. I didn't order the actual canning lids off of Amazon, but a lot of the beads I did. Some of them I picked up at a thrift store. I ordered the line off of Amazon. I ordered the clamps off of Amazon, and the actual clamp tool. So but I'm just kind of color coding, if you haven't really guessed that. So I'm doing yellow beads on the yellow one. I'm doing orange beads on the orange one. I'm doing green on the green and blue on the blue. and then I'll have red and purple. My purple one was kind of a pain because I didn't have a whole lot of purple beads, to be honest with you. I did not show you how I did the top of it either because I was still really confused on what I was going to do. Yeah, I don't even... I'll show you, like I said, in the final reveal of exactly what I did, but... I did end up putting some beads on the top, too, so none of the wires would slide. Just one bead for each string. DIY number 3. And my favorite project. So, I'm just getting some terracotta pots. I only show 2 here, but I do end up using 3. And then one of those round circular things for the bottom. And I paint them all in Peacock Waverly paint. And the magic of editing, you guys don't even have to see that. Here I'm just kind of showing you. And I didn't show this either, but I went all over all of it with polyacrylic clear. Make sure it's water-based. It's going to be an outside project, so you want to protect it. It's pretty much the reason why. So I got some of these clear pebble beads, or whatever you want to call them, from Dollar Tree. I only had 1 pack and I ran out, so just an FYI, probably get like 2, maybe even 3 to be on the safe side. I actually picked my second batch up from Walmart just because I was at Walmart, so I'm not even sure how many bags I would have needed from Dollar Tree because I got mine in a little container. And that's what it looks like when it's all done. And I did use E6000, I'm sure you guys saw that. I mean, all of this stuff's going to be outside, so I wanted to make sure that it was going to affect anything from the weather. Here I'm trying to actually peel this transfer up because it kind of laid down funky and I didn't want it that way, but it was going to peel up anyway, so I couldn't really do it. Anyway, I do go in with some IOD transfers. I ordered these off of Amazon. I did not show you the container of it or nothing, but I just basically went through and just cut out the ones that I like. And these are actually not in the booklets that I've showed you in the past with the IODs. These are actually in some tubes. So, and here I'm just cutting this flower off. I'm going to end up patching it back on there, but it was just easier since it was a circular area. It was kind of hard because it wasn't laying down flat, so it was a lot easier for me to do it this way. You just rub them on just like any other transfer. I do cut off these yellow flowers as well and kind of patch them back on there. Oh, my foot's falling asleep. Now make sure you're varnishing your transfers if you use these guys. I just use my hand and I just push down really nicely along the whole thing. Just make sure everything's sticking down good. You don't want your transfer to start coming up or anything. So you can either use the back side of the plastic that was on the transfer, or you can use your fingers. Your fingers work just as well. So now I do go back over the transfer with some more polyacrylic because I don't want like the weather to mess it up or anything. So I want to make sure it's fully covered well with everything. I don't want the rain or nothing like that to affect it, so just go over it with a good heavy coat. Make sure you get all the drips and everything like that, otherwise you'll see them. I'm actually going to be stacking these terracotta pots too, you guys. So the one I showed you before is going to be the very bottom one. This one's going to be the middle. So I actually made sure that my roses and flowers were situated to a point to where I can use the terracotta pot in the up position on this one instead of the down position. I don't know if that makes any sense, but You'll kind of see it when I'm putting it together. And I just go over this one again with the polyacrylic. And like this one again, I'm actually putting it in the down position. I did have a little bit of problems with this one because of the lip. So, just so you guys are aware, watch how you lay your transfer down so you can get it to lay right. Now here I'm actually putting together, my husband's videotaping me. I used some E6000 and I got that first one on that cement block there. I'm just putting the E6000 all the way around. I do put a heavy coat on here because I want it to stick really well. And I just try to line it up the way I want it. sure you push it down really good. Wasn't lining up to me, so I kind of pulled it up again, but and here I'm just, see how I kind of stacked it like that, so I'm just going around the edge of this one now. I do put a good heavy coat on it, like I said. This one was kind of oozing out of the side here, so. So I'm just making sure that I'm getting all the glue off the edges and stuff that you can't see. And then I put a nice good healthy coat on the top again. And that's going to be where our little table bowl thing for the birdies to take a bath in. Cute little bird bath. I just try to line it up straight. Push down. And you have to let it sit for a while, of course, guys. You know, it's wet yet, so. But I'm just kind of turning it a little bit so you guys can kind of see. Love this one. This one turned out so pretty. Okay, DIY number 4. And here's just another birdhouse. I loved how this one turned out too. This one was cute. I go in with some crimson chalk paint from Waverly, and I paint all the sides and the fronts and back and everything like that. I don't do like the roof or the windows or anything like that. Just the main part of the birdhouse. And I promise I don't show it all. Now here I'm kind of I'm going in with some truffle, and I'm doing the kind of like the porch area, I guess. So I do the bottom as well, the bottom of the birdhouse, and I do the roof and those little peaks that you see as well, and the truffle. And now I'm going in with the windows and the door frames and painting them all white, including the side windows. There's 2 side windows as well, one on each side. I believe this is ivory white, by the way. Now I'm going in with some Elephant Waverly chalk paint, and I'm doing that roof there. And then I do end up going in with some black as well and kind of just stippling on in there. And then I'll go back in with a little bit more of the elephant and kind of blend the black. I use the same paintbrush for this because I kind of wanted to make it look like galvanized roof. So that was my intentions. Okay everyone, now here's the final reveal. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up down below and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd greatly appreciate it, and give me a comment and tell me which one's your favorite. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.